So the first memory I have of being in a care center was when I was 8 years old. And I was the perfect height to make eye contact with someone sitting in a wheelchair. See, my mom used to bring Nana to visit her friends who lived at Bethany Care Center in Calgary, Alberta. And I have a vivid memory at that age of just the smell and the entrance, and then the gardens that they had there, the indoor gardens. That experience that I had as a child has now been watered. And I know we all have those moments where a seed is planted, the seed is watered at some point later in life or through life to make a difference, to cultivate something that didn't exist before. In 2014, that seed in my life was watered when I started to visit my Auntie Julie at Wentworth Manor. And our visits were always filled with conversation, reading books, or just relaxing. At the age of 93, Auntie Julie made sure to hold me accountable for my actions. I remember one day telling her that the kids were late for school, and she replied with, "Whose fault is that now?" It was clear that I was putting the blame on them, and she wanted to make sure that I would still hold myself accountable. Of course, Auntie Julie also complained, and I noted what did she complain about it. And at the time, I validated how she must have felt, and that at the time seemed to be enough. Then in 2015, I started my diploma program in positive psychology and well-being with the lovely Sue Langley that's on the call here. And visits with Auntie Julie began to take a different direction. I wrote her letters about the memories we shared from my perspective and read them to her. We talked about her recipes for cabbage rolls and almond crescent cookies and the little Hershey Kiss Christmas ornaments she would make for us as kids at Christmas. Each conversation deepened our relationship, and then it also opened up access to more memories. She opened up about things she had never opened up about before with me, like how it was to be a single mom after losing her husband, coming via boat from Europe to Canada at the age of 8. So her complaining decreased, and it was as if meaningful experiences increased. And then the more I read, researched, and applied my studies, the more I became determined to make a difference in these care facilities. I observed, and then I started to volunteer. And that experience confirmed for me the depths and the longing of my soul and my heart to spend time with elders and partner with them to fuel the purpose and the meaning in their daily lives. Volunteering turned into emotion coaching, one-on-one with elders in long-term care, and eventually writing and developing a course for them to help them make the most out of the rest of their lives. As I've been watching and observing, and this is just my lens, I've noticed that organizations want to serve our elders. It's the main objective. We create models of care and design buildings to enhance the quality of their lives. We create training programs and tell staff to do it this way or that way or our way to personalize the care we give, to respect the wishes for a resident-centered or even a resident-led life. We bring in plants, we bring in animals, we add on to our programs and recreation. And yet, from my lens, something is still missing. And it's not another care model. It's a way of living life together as human beings who care for one another. In 1927, Henry Ford hired the best engineer to tell him how to adapt his current processing plant to build a new car. He was told he needed a whole new building with a whole new system and a new assembly line. So that's what he did. He stopped the production of the Model T and closed all of his factories. He closed all his factories to create a new and build the Model A. He did not try to adjust the current system. He built a new one. And that is what we are here to do. We are here to build a new system, a new choice for the people. And it comes with a new structure, a new training, new education, new policies, new outcomes, new mindset shifts, and all of that. And we are here to serve one another to collectively fuel quality of life for all of us and be responsible to the elders of our communities. We are not responsible for people, but rather to them. We are not here to create another organization that emphasizes another set of values or sends out another mission statement. And I'm not saying that values are not important, actually the opposite. Values are the sustaining blocks to which we build a good life. But who are we to decide what the values are going to be at the Julianna? Because values shift and flex according to who is a part of the family. And life at the Julianna and every other home we build after this one is about allowing the values of the people who live and work there and determine the culture, to determine the programs, care. And so these will be different from house to house, just as it is in your life, in your home, and in the circle of your family and friends. The values of the people direct and inform our daily living. Auntie Julie died in 2017. I saw her in the hospital 2 days before she died. She at some point was handcuffed to the bed for her safety and the safety of others. But she was cold, she was curled up into a fetal position. And I wasn't there the moment that she died, but that was my last living memory of her. And knowing that a woman so full of vibrance had to live her last days on earth this way makes my heart cry. I believe that every person deserves a last breath full of meaning and purpose and dignity. And at the end of every visit with Auntie Julie, I would say, "I love you, bye." And she would always respond with, "I love you more." The last day I saw her, she was not able to express those same words she had voiced all her life. And so, this is how I'm choosing to help her say, "I love you more." We are building anew to express in the ways we know how, the ultimate human emotion, so immense that it is difficult to describe. This is the expression